संसारदावा नलनिधलोका त्राणाय कारुण्या जन जनात्वं प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणानवास्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् महाप्रभु कीर्तन नित्य गीता वदित माध्यान मनसो रसीना रोमांचकंपा शुतरंग भाजो वंदे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्य नाना श्रृंगाराधन मंदिर मजनार्दो युक्तस्य भक्तां च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत्प्रसादो स्वदन्न तृप्तां हरिभक्तसङ्गाम् कृत्वेवा तृप्तिं भजत सदैवा वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् श्रीराधिका माधव्योरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्नाम् प्रतीक्षणा स्वाधनलोलुपास्या वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् निकुञ्जयो नो रतिकेलिसिद्धै यायालिभिर्योऽपिरपेक्षणेया तत्रातिदाक्षादतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् साक्षाद्धरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे युक्तस्तथा भावदेव शब्दे किन्तु प्रभोर्या प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् किन्तु प्रभोर्या प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् यस्य प्रसादा भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादा न गति कुतोऽपि ध्यायन्तु वां तस्य यशस्त्रीसन्ध्यां वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् ध्यायन्तु वां तस्य यशस्त्रीसन्ध्यां वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंदा Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भजमानम् यशोदावियोलुकालादवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो द्वितीयगोप्या रुदन्तामूर्नितयुग्ममृजन्ताम् कराम्बुजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुस्वाशकं पातिरेकङ्ककण्ठा स्थितग्रैवदामोदरं भक्तिवदम् इति दीक्षलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमाजन्तमाख्यपयन्तम् तदीयेषितज्ञेषु भक्तिर्जितात्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सातावृत्ति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं वा मोक्षवदिं वा न चन्यं विनेहं वारेषदभिहा इदं ते वपुर्नाथा गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्य विराष्टं किमन्ये इदं ते मुकाम्बोजमत्यन्त्यनीले वृतं कुण्डलैः स्निग्धराक्तैश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तादरं मे मनस्य विराष्टमालं लक्षलाभे नमो देवदामोदरानन्तविष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालब्धिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्याति दीनां वतानु गृहाणि क्षमामज्ञामेद्यक्षिदृष्ट्या कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे गहो वेस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते सुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभियोलुकालादवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो द्वितीयगोप्या हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Om Shnu Pada Pramhamsa Prajakacharya Stota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Aparchana Rinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Bhaktivedanta Institute Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pada Pramhamsa Prajakacharya Stota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridasa Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेमी से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्वेत दातार शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री व्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय। गंगा मई की जय। यमुना मई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। समावृत भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री दामोदर मासा कार्तिक मासा की जय। श्री यशोदा दामोदर की जय। श्री श्री राधा दामोदर की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि। All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glory to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लाद लाद लाहिने हिरण्यकशोऽपि वर्षः शिलाटङ्कानखालये ईतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमदि शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलबरे नखम् अद्भुतशृङ्गं दलितरण्डकस्यपूतनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव करकमलबरे नखम् अद्भुतशृङ्गम् हिरण्यकशिपूतनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंह जय प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज जय प्रह्लाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
To the Supreme Lord, whose form embodies eternity, knowledge, and bliss, whose earrings swing to and fro, who shines beautifully in Gokula, who quickly ran from the grinding mother in fear of Mother Yashoda, and who was caught from behind by her, who ran faster than he. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful, and his quick breathing shook the stranded pearls on his neck, which bore 3 lines like those of a conch shell. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound with the ropes of his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. With these super excellent childhood pastimes, Lord Krishna drowned the residents of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. In this way, he declared to those absorbed in knowledge his majesty and opulence. I am conquered only by my pure loving devotees. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodar hundreds of times. O Lord, though you can award all kinds of benedictions, I pray to you neither for the boon in personal liberation, nor for the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor for any other such boon. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopala in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what use do I have for any other boon besides this? O Lord, again and again, Mother Yashoda kisses your lotus face, which is framed by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red, and beautified by your lips colored red like the bimba fruit. May this vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananda, O Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. Shower me with your merciful glances, and deliver this poor ignorant fool, immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows, and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodar, as a baby tied to grinding mother, you deliver Kuvira's 2 sons from the curse of Narada, and made them into great devotees. In the same way, please give me pure loving devotion for you. I long for this alone, and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodar, obeisances unto the brilliantly fortunate robe binding your belly. Obeisances unto your belly, the abode of the entire universe. Obeisances unto your dear most beloved Srimati Radharani, and obeisances unto you, O Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Shri Radha Damodar ki jai. Vrindaya Tulasi Devaya Piyaya Keshavasacha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavatyaya Namo Namaha. Vrindaya Tulasi Devaya Piyaya Keshavasacha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavatyaya Namo Namaha. Vrindaya Tulasi Devaya Priyaya Keshavasacha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavatyaya Namo Namaha. Vrinda Devi Tulasi Maharani ki jai.
राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाओ यही अभिलाषी। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाओ यही अभिलाषी। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाओ यही अभिलाषी। ये तुम्हारा शरण लो तारा वंश पूर्ण होय। कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी। मोरा ये अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास। नयने हरिबो सदा जुगल रूप रासी। एई निवेदन धरो सखीर अनुगत करो। सेवा भी करो दिए करो निज दासी। दीन कृष्ण दासे कोई न मोरा होय। श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदाए नवासी। श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदाए नवासी। नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी। नमो नमः यानि कानि जापापानि ब्रह्महत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। यानि कानि जापापानि ब्रह्महत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। यानि कानि जापापानि ब्रह्महत्याधिकानि नश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपादे पदे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol. वृंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिप्रतिदेवी सत्यव्रताय नमो नमः. वृंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिप्रतिदेवी सत्यव्रताय नमो नमः. वृंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिप्रतिदेवी सत्यव्रताय नमो नमः. वृंदाय तुलसीदेवी महारानी की.
Bestow mercy upon him and make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire also grant me residence in the precious groves of Shiva and Davnatam. Thus within my vision I shall behold the beautiful pastime of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me follow Rakarho Danso's Virgin. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me own maid servant. This very fallen lowly servant of Krishna praise. May I always swim in the love Shri Radha and Govinda. Srimati Tulasi Maharani ki jai. There are 10 fences in the matter of chanting holy names that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of the demigod Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to independent the name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuant to Vedic version. 5. To consider glory of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to holy name the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritualistic activities, offering the Veda, the fruity activities, Karma, Ganda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about glorious holy name. 10. To not complete faith in the chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachments in your understanding. So many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisance unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just as trees who can fulfill to everyone, and they full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavamahadavakni Nirvapanam Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavatu Jivanam Anandam Pudivardhanam Pradipadam Purnarmita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Eta Dishi Davakripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudevami Disham Yaha Janina Nurakaha Trinatapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi Na Thanam Na Janam Na Sundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Gamaye Mama Jamani Jamanishware Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Doi Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Sthita Duri Satesham Vichintaya Nayanam Galadashuru Daraya Vadanam Gadgada Rudaya Kira Pulaka Nichitam Vapurkada Tava Nama Karhane Bhavishati Yuga itam nimishena chakshusha pravisha itam shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda virahe name ashirishava padaratam pinnashtumam adarshanam marmhatam karotuva yatha tatha bhavi tathatu lampato matprana nathastu sa eva na paraha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes fire of conditional life, a repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is prime benediction of humanity at large because it expresses the rays of benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases ocean transcendental bliss and enable us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction to human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have vested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out kindness enables us to easily approach you by your holy name, but I'm so unfortunate and have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Marananda Krishna, I'm an eternal servitor, yet somehow I fall into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the items at your lotus feet. O my Lord, one will my eyes be decked with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name. One will my voice choke up, one with hairs my body stand end as recitation of your name. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm constant moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He's completely free to do anything, everything, for he's always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala Charna prayers ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshum Litam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pachadate Shatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshapanavi Devi Daitaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhavin Namaha Madhuryo Chala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Mutaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Mutaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Svarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virabhava Bhumistwa Nirdishta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarabhama Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhishcha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Svarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakham Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karna Sindho Dinabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Sratoro Pangor Mamamanda Materkati Masarvasva Padam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyed Vindadana Kalpadu Madaha Shimadra Nagara Singhasanasto Shrimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtari Bi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastitaha Karsham Venu Suner Gopir Gopinatha Shiyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Mangalacharna prayers ki jai. Shri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadirādya Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakara Satmasu Kalpaviksha Laksharviteshu Surabhi Rabi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasam Brahmasevyamanam Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Vainum Kavanantam Aravinda Talayatакшam Parharvatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gandharvakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shopam Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chantaka Lasa Vanamada Vamshi Ranangadam Panayakeli Kalavilasam Shamam Tripanga Lalitam Yata Prakasham Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vitimanti Pashanti Panti Karayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chimmaya Satu Chula Vigrahasya Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achotam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakta Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavasara Sampragamyu Vayurathapi Manaso Muni Pangavanam Sopi Asti Yaprapata Simya Vichinta Tatve Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad Bhava Yaknanta Kotim Ya Chakti Rasti Jagadanta Chaya Yadantaha Antantarastar Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindam Adi Purusha Tamaham Bhajami Yad Bhava Bhavita Diyo Manujastateva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayana Pushaha Sukteryam Eva Nikama Patitai Stuvanti Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chimmarasa Patibhavitapi Stapir Evan Jarupataya Kalapihi Goloka Eva Nivasati Kilatma Bhuto Govindam Adi Purusha Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churuta Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sateva Hidayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundam Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murtishu Kalanyamena Tishtan Nanavatarama Puvanishu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhava Paramapumam Yo Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and is the cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desires, in a boat built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with a great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock feathers, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, around whose the neck is swinging a garland of flowers, beautiful with the moon locket of those whose two hands are adorned with flute and jewel ornaments, whose always reveals in pastimes of love those graceful threefold bending form of Shyamasundara eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fleshed functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas but obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha. Yet he is a person possessing the beauty of the blooming youth.
I worship Govinda as the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the gyanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahma by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the processor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and at the same time. Such is primeval Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm Goloka with Radha assembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of ecstasy, ecstatic potency process of the 64 artistic activities in company of her confidence embodiments or uh, Saki's embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form primitive and visualized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shama Sundara, Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees are in their heart of hearts, with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in forms of Rama, Narasimha, Vamana, etc., as his subjective portions.
श्री ब्रह्म संहिता की जय। भगवद गीता 7.1 purport. शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्ता हिस्तो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सतं नष्टप्रयेष्व अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैस्तिकी तदा राजस्तमो भावा कामा लोभादयश्चयि चेत एतैरनाविदं स्थितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति एवं प्रसन्नमनसो भगवद्भक्तियोगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसङ्गस्य जायते विद्यते हृदयग्रन्थे सिद्ध्यन्ते सर्वसमस्याः क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनीश्वरे. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him?
Top. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself a righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asamshayam samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth Personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1.2.17 till 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll continue reading Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 20. कृत्वान् किल कर्माणि सह रामेण केशव अतिमर्त्यानि भगवान् गूढकपटमनुषः कृतवान् done by kila what karmani acts saha along with ramena balarama keshava Sri Krishna atimartyani superhuman bhagavan the personality of Godhead guda masked as kapata apparently manusha human being Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, along with Balarama, played like a human being, and so masked he performed many superhuman acts. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The doctrines of anthropomorphism and zoomorphism are never applicable to Sri Krishna or the personality of Godhead. The theory that a man becomes God by dint of penance and austerities is very much rampant nowadays, especially in India. Since Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were detected by the sages and saints to be the personality of Godhead, as indicated in revealed scriptures, many unscrupulous men have created their own incarnations. This process of concocting an incarnation of God has become an ordinary business, especially in Bengal. Any popular personality with a few traits of mystic powers will display some feat of jugglery and easily become an incarnation of God by popular vote. Lord Sri Krishna was not that type of incarnation. He was actually the personality of Godhead from the very beginning of his appearance. He appeared before his so called mother as four armed Vishnu. Then, at the request of the mother, he became like a human child and at once left her for another devotee at Gokula, where he was accepted as the son of Nanda Maharaja and Yashoda Mata. Similarly, Sri Baladeva, the counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna, was also considered a human child born of another wife of Sri Vasudeva. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that his birth and deeds are transcendental, and that anyone who is so fortunate as to know the transcendental nature of his birth and deeds will at once become liberated and eligible to return to the kingdom of God. So, knowledge of the transcendental nature of the birth and deeds of Lord Sri Krishna is sufficient for liberation. In the Bhagavatam, the transcendental nature of the Lord is described in 9 cantos, and in the 10th canto, his specific pastimes are taken up. All this becomes known as one's reading of this literature progresses. It is important to note here, however, that the Lord exhibited his divinity even from the lap of his mother, that his deeds are all superhuman. He lifted Govardhana hill at the age of 7, and that all these acts definitely prove him to be actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet, due to his mystic covering, he was always accepted as an ordinary human child by his so called father and mother and other relatives. Whenever some Herculean task was performed by him, the father and mother took it otherwise, and they remained satisfied with unflinching filial love for their son. As such, the sages of Naimisharanya describe him as apparently resembling a human being, but actually he is the supreme almighty personality of Godhead.
Text 21. Kalim agatam adnyaya kshetresmin vaishnave vayam asina dirgha satrena kathayam sakshena harihe. Kalim, the age of Kali, iron age of quarrel. Agatam, having arrived. Adnyana, knowing this. Kshetre, in the tract of land. Asmin, in this. Vaishnave, specially meant for the devotees of the Lord. Vayam, we. Asina, seated. Dirgha, prolonged. Satrena, for performance of sacrifices. Kathayam, in the words of. Sakshanaha, with time at our disposal. Hare, of the personality of Godhead. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Knowing well that the age of Kali has already begun, we are assembled here in this holy place to hear at great length the transcendental message of Godhead, and in this way perform sacrifice. This age of Kali is not at all suitable for self-realization as was Satya Yuga, the golden age, or Treta or Dwapar Yugas, the silver and copper ages. For self-realization, the people in Satya Yuga, living a lifetime of 100,000 years, were able to perform prolonged meditation. And in Treta Yuga, when the duration of life was 10,000 years, self-realization was attained by performance of great sacrifice. And in Dwapar Yuga, when the duration of life was 1,000 years, self-realization was attained by worship of the Lord. But in Kali Yuga, the maximum duration of life being 100 years only, and that combined with various difficulties, The recommended process of self realization is that of hearing and chanting of the holy name, fame, and pastimes of the Lord. The sages of Naimisharanya began this process in a place meant specifically for the devotees of the Lord. They prepared themselves to hear the pastimes of the Lord over a period of 1000 years. By the example of these sages, one should learn that regular hearing and recitation of the Bhagavatam is the only way for self-realization. Other attempts are simply a waste of time, for they do not give any tangible results. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached his system of Bhagavata Dharma, and he recommended that all those who were born in India should take the responsibility of broadcasting the message of Lord Sri Krishna, primarily the message of Bhagavad Gita. And when one is well established in the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, he can take up the study of Srimad Bhagavatam for further enlightenment in self realization.
Text 1.1.22. Tvam na sandarshito dhatra dushtaram nishtirsatam kalim sattva haram pumsham karnadhara navam. Tvam, your goodness, na, unto us, sandarshita, meeting, dhatra, by providence, dushtaram, insurmountable, Nistitir Satam, for those desiring to cross over, Kalim, the age of Kali, Sattva Haram, that which deteriorates the good qualities, Pumsam, of a man, Karnadhara, captain, Iva as Arnavam, the ocean. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. We think that we have met your goodness by the will of providence, just so that we may accept you as captain of the ship, for those who desire to cross the difficult ocean of Kali, which deteriorates all the good qualities of a human being. The age of Kali is very dangerous for the human being. Human life is simply meant for self-realization, but due to this dangerous age, men have completely forgotten the aim of life. In this age, the lifespan will gradually decrease. People will gradually lose their memory, finer sentiments, strength, and better qualities. A list of the anomalies for this age is given in the 12th canto of this work. And so this age is very difficult for those who want to utilize this life for self-realization. The people are so busy with sense gratification that they completely forget about self-realization. Out of madness, they frankly say that there is no need for self-realization because they do not realize that this brief life is but a moment on our great journey towards self-realization. The whole system of education is geared to sense gratification, and if a learned man thinks it over, he sees that the children of this age are being intentionally sent to the slaughterhouses of so-called education. Learned men, therefore, must be cautious of this age, and if they at all want to cross over the dangerous ocean of Kali, they must follow the footsteps of the sages of Naimisharanya and accept Sri Suta Goswami or his bona fide representative as the captain of the ship. The ship is the message of Lord Sri Krishna in the shape of Bhagavad Gita or the Srimad Bhagavatam.
ब्रूहि योगेश्वर कृष्णे ब्रह्मण्ये धर्मवर्मणि स्वं काष्ठम् आधुनोपेताय ते धर्मकं शरणं गता.
Bruhi, please tell, Yoga Ishware, the Lord of all mystic powers, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Brahmanye, the absolute truth, Dharma, religion, Varmani, protector, Shwam, own, Kastam, abode, Aduna, nowadays, Upete, having gone away, Dharma, religion, come, unto whom, Sharanam, shelter, Gata, gone.
Translation. Since Sri Krishna, the Absolute Truth, the Master of all mystic powers, has departed from his own abode, please tell us to whom the religious principles have now gone for shelter. Purport. Religion is this essentially religion is a prescribed codes enunciated by the personality of Godhead himself. Whenever there is gross misuse or neglect of the principles of religion, the Supreme Lord appears himself to restore religious principles. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Here the sages of Naimisharanya are inquiring about these principles. The reply to this question is given later. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental sound representation of the personality of Godhead, and thus it is the full representation of transcendental knowledge and religious principles.
Thus, in the Bhakti Vedanta purports of the first canto, first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Questions by the Sages. Chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Service. Text 1. Vyasa uvacha iti samprashna samhrusto vipranam raumaharshani pratipujya vachastesham pravaktum upachakrame. Vyasa uvacha, Vyasa said, iti thus, samprashna, perfect inquiries, samhrashta, perfectly satisfied, vipranam, of the sages there, Raumaharshani, the son of Romaharshana, namely Ugra Shrava, Pratipuja, after thanking them, Vacha, words, Tesham, there, Pravaktum, to reply to them, Upachakrame, attempted. Ugra Shrava, Shuta Goswami, the son of Romaharshana, being fully satisfied by the perfect questions of the Brahmanas, thanked them and thus attempted to reply. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The sages of Naimisharanya asked Suta Goswami 6 questions, and so he is answering them one by one.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 2. Suta uvacha yam pravarjantam anupetam apetakrityam dvaipayano viraha katara ajuhava putreti tam tan mayataya taravo bhinedus tam sarva bhuta hrudayam munim ananto smi. Suta Goswami uvacha said, yam, whom, pravrjantam, while going away for the renounced order of life, anupetam, without being reformed by the sacred thread, apeta, not undergoing ceremonies, krityam, prescribed duties, dvaipayanaha, vyasadeva, viraha, separation, kataraha, being afraid of, ajudhava, exclaimed, putra iti, O my son, tat mayataya, being absorbed in that way, taravaha, all the trees, Abhinedhu responded, Tam, unto him, Sarva, all, Bhuta, living entities, Hrudayam, heart, Munim, sage, Anataha, Asmi, offer obeisances. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Suta Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto that great sage Sukadeva Goswami, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life, sannyasa, leaving home without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread or the ceremonies observed by the higher caste, his father Vyasadeva, fearing separation from him, cried out, O my son, indeed only the trees which were absorbed in the same feelings of separation echoed in response to the be grieved further. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The institution of Varna and Ashrama prescribes many regulative duties to be observed by its followers. Such duties enjoin that a candidate willing to study the Vedas must approach a bona fide spiritual master and request acceptance as his disciple. The sacred thread is the sign of those who are competent to study the Vedas from the Acharya or the bona fide spiritual master. Sri Sukadeva Goswami did not undergo such purificatory ceremonies because he was a liberated soul from his very birth. Generally, a man is born as an ordinary being, and by the purificatory processes, he is born for the second time. When he sees a new light and seeks direction for the spiritual progress, he approaches a spiritual master for instruction in the Vedas. The spiritual master accepts only the sincere inquirer as his disciple and gives him the sacred thread. In this way, a man becomes twice born, or a Dvija. After qualifying as a Dvija, one may study the Vedas, and after becoming well versed in the Vedas, one becomes a Vipra. A Vipra or a qualified Brahmana thus realizes the Absolute and makes further progress in spiritual life until he reaches the Vaishnava stage. The Vaishnava stage is the postgraduate status of a Brahmana. A progressive Brahmana must necessarily become a Vaishnava, and for a Vaishnava is a self-realized learned Brahmana. Sri Sukadeva Goswami was a Vaishnava from the beginning. Therefore, there was no need for him to undergo all the processes of the Varnashrama institution. Ultimately, the aim of Varnashrama Dharma is to turn a crude man into a pure devotee of the Lord, or a Vaishnava. Anyone, therefore, who becomes a Vaishnava accepted by the first class Vaishnava or Uttama Adhikari Vaishnava is already considered a Brahmana, regardless of his birth or past deeds. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this principle, recognized Srila Haridasa Thakura as the Acharya of the holy name, although Thakur Haridasa appeared in Mohammedan family. In conclusion, Srila Sukadeva Goswami was born a Vaishnava and therefore Brahmanism was included in him. He did not have to undergo any ceremonies. Any low-born person, he be a Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Sumba, Yavana, Kasha, or even lower, can be delivered to the highest transcendental position by the mercy of Vaishnavas. Srila Sukadeva Goswami was the spiritual master of Sri Suta Goswami, who therefore offers his respectful obeisances unto Srila Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, he begins his answers to the questions of the sages at Naimisharanya.
Text 3. यह स्वानुभवम अखिला स्तु श्रुति सरम एकम अध्यात्मा दीपम अतिथि सतम तमोन्धम संसारिणा करुणयाः पुराण गुह्यम तम व्यास सुनम उपयामि गुरुम मुनीनाम. Word by word translation. Yah, he who, swa anubhavam, self assimilated, experienced, akhila, all round, shruti, the Vedas, shram, cream, ekam, the only one, adhyatma, transcendental, deepam, torchlight, atitir satam, desiring to overcome, tamaha andham, deeply dark material existence, samsarina, of the materialistic men, karunya, out of causeless mercy, aha, said, purana, supplement to the Vedas, guhyam, very confidential, tam, unto him, vyasa sunam, the son of Vyasadeva, upayami, let me offer my obeisances. Gurum, the spiritual master, Muninam, of the great sages. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, Shuka, the spiritual master of all sages, the son of Vyasadeva, who, out of his great compassion for those gross materialists who struggle to cross over the darkest region of the material existence, spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge, after having personally assimilated it by experience. Purport. In this prayer, Srila Suta Goswami practically summarizes the complete introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural supplementary commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. The Vedanta Sutra or the Brahma Sutras were compiled by Vyasadeva with a view to presenting just a cream of Vedic knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on this cream. Srila Sukadev Goswami was a thoroughly realized master on the Vedanta Sutra, and consequently he also personally realized the commentary Srimad Bhagavatam. And just to show this boundless mercy upon bewildered materialistic men who want to cross completely over nations, he recited for the first time this confidential knowledge. There is no point in arguing that a materialistic man can be happy. No materialistic creature, be he the great Brahma or the insignificant ant, can be happy. Everyone tries to make a permanent plan for happiness, but everyone is baffled by the laws of material nature. Therefore, the materialistic world is called the darkest region of God's creation. Yet the unhappy materialist can get out of it simply by desiring to get out. Unfortunately, they are so foolish that they do not want to escape. Therefore, they are compared to the camel who relishes thorny twigs because he likes the taste of the twigs mixed with blood. He does not realize that it is his own blood and that his tongue is being cut by the thorns. Similarly, to the materialist who own blood is as sweet as honey, and although he is always harassed by his own material creations, he does not wish to escape. Such a materialist are called karmis. Out of hundreds of thousands of karmis, only a few may feel tired of material engagement and desire to get out of labyrinth. Such intelligent persons are called jnanis. The Vedanta Sutra is directed to such jnanis. But Srila Vyasadeva, being the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, could foresee that the misuse of the Vedanta Sutra by unscrupulous men, and therefore he personally supplemented the Vedanta Sutra with Bhagavata Purana. It is clearly said that this Bhagavatam is the original commentary on the Brahma Sutras. Srila Vyasadeva, who instructed the Bhagavatam to his own son, Srila Sukadev Goswami, who was already at a liberated stage of transcendence. Srila Sukadev realized it personally and then explained it. By the mercy of Srila Sukadeva, the Bhagavata Vedanta Sutra is available for all those sincere souls who want to get out of the material existence. Srimad Bhagavatam is the one unrivaled commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Sripad Shankaracharya intentionally did not touch it because he knew that the natural commentary would be difficult for him to surpass. He wrote his Sharirak Bhashya, and his so-called followers deprecated the Bhagavatam as some new presentation. One should not be misled by such a propaganda directed against Bhagavatam by the Mayavada school. From this introductory shloka, the beginning student should know that Srimad Bhagavatam is the only transcendental literature meant for those who are Paramahamsas and completely freed from the material disease called Malais. The Mayavadis are envious of the personality of Godhead, despite Sripad Shankaracharya's admission that Narayana, the personality of the Godhead, is above material creation. The envious Mayavadis cannot have access to the Bhagavatam, but those who are really anxious to get out of the material existence may take shelter of this Bhagavatam because it is uttered by the liberated Srila Sukadev Goswami. It is the transcendental torchlight by which one can see perfectly the transcendental absolute truth realized as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Wait. Munaya sadhu prastoham bhavabhirlokamangalam yat krita krishna samprashno venatma suprasidati.
Munaya, O sages, sadhu, devotee, prushta, questioned, aham, myself, bhavadbihi, by all of you, loka, the world, mangalam, welfare, yat, because, krita, made, Krishna, the personality of Godhead, samprashnaha, relevant question, ena, by which, atma, self, suprasidati, completely pleased.
Translation. O sages, I have been justly questioned by you. Your questions are worthy because they relate to, to Lord Krishna and so are of relevance to the world's welfare. One's questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the self. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Since it has been stated herein before that in the Bhagavatam the absolute truth is to be known, the questions of the sages of Naimisharanya are proper and just because they pertain to Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth. In Bhagavad Gita 15.15, the Personality of Godhead says that in all the Vedas there is nothing but the urge for searching after Him, Lord Krishna. Thus, the questions that pertain to Krishna are the sum and substance of all the Vedic inquiries. The whole world is full of questions and answers. The birds, beasts, and men are all busy in the matter of perpetual questions and answers. In the morning, the birds in the nest become busy with questions and answers. And in the evening, also the same birds come back and again can become busy with questions and answers. The human being, unless he is fast asleep at night, is busy with questions and answers. The businessmen in the market are also busy with questions and answers. And so also the lawyers in the court and the students in the schools and colleges. The legislators in parliament are also busy with questions and answers. And the politicians and the press representatives are all busy with questions and answers. Although they go on making such questions and answers for their whole lives, they are not all satisfied. Satisfaction of the soul can only be obtained by questions and answers on the subject of Krishna. Krishna is our most intimate master, friend, father, or son, and object of conjugal love. Forgetting Krishna, we have created so many objects of questions and answers, but none of them are able to give us complete satisfaction. All things but Krishna give temporary satisfactions only. So if we are to have complete satisfaction, we must take it to the questions and answers about Krishna. We cannot live for a moment without being questioned or without giving answers, because the Srimad Bhagavatam deals with questions and answers that are related to Krishna. We can derive the highest satisfaction only by reading and hearing this transcendental literature. One should learn the Srimad Bhagavatam and make an all-around solution to all problems pertaining to social, political, or religious matters. Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna are the sum total of all things. Why did you crack the phone?
Text 6. Savaivam pumsam paro dharmo yado bhaktir adokshje ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasiddhati. Sa, that. Why, certainly. Pumsam, for mankind. Para, sublime. Dharma, occupation. Yata, by which. Bhakti, devotion service. Adoksaje, unto the transcendence. Ahaituki, causeless. Apratihata, unbroken. Yaya, by which. Atma, the self. Suprasiddhati, completely satisfied. No? Translation. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In this statement, Srila Suta Goswami answers the first question of the sages of Naimisaranya. The sages asked him to summarize the whole range of revealed scriptures and present the most essential parts so that fallen people or the people in general might easily take it up. The Vedas prescribe two different types of occupation for human being. One is called the Pravritti Marga, or the path of sense enjoyment, and the other is called Nivritti Marga, or the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of the living being is a diseased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence, or Brahmabhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Material existence is temporary, illusory, and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just the futile attempt to get rid of the miseries. And temporary cessation of misery is falsely called happiness. Therefore, the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable, and illusory, is inferior. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal, blissful, and all cognizant life, is called the superior quality of occupation. This is sometimes polluted when mixed with the inferior quality. For example, adoption of devotional service for material gain is certainly an abstraction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation for ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in the diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptoms of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should therefore accept the superior quality of occupation in the form of the devotional service of the Lord without any tinge of unnecessary desire, fruitive action, and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service. We have purposely denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relation with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is the central pivot of living beings, and he is the all attractive living entity or eternal form amongst all other living beings or eternal forms. Each and every living being has his eternal form in the spiritual existence, and Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is the complete whole, and everything else is his part and parcel. The relation is one of the servant and the served. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotional service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in that transcendental loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditional state of material existence. That will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction.
One point 2.7. Vasudev Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayatyasu Vairagyam Jnanam cha yat ayatukam. Vasudev, unto Krishna, Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead, Bhakti Yoga, contact of devotional service, Prayojitaha, being applied, Janayati, does produce, Asu, very soon, Vairagyam, detachment, Dhyanam, knowledge, Cha, and Yat, that which, Ahaitukam, causeless. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Purport. Those who consider devotional service to the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, to be something like material emotional affairs, may argue that in the revealed scriptures, sacrifice, charity, austerity, knowledge, mystic powers, and similar other processes of transcendental realization are recommended. According to them, bhakti or the devotional service of the Lord is meant for those who cannot perform the high grade activities. Generally, it is said that the bhakti cult is meant for the Sudras, Vaishyas, and the less intelligent women class. But that is not the actual fact. The bhakti cult is the topmost of all transcendental activities, and therefore it is simultaneously sublime and easy. It is sublime for the poor devotees who are serious about getting in contact with the Supreme Lord, and it is easy for the neophytes who are just on the threshold of the house of bhakti. To achieve the contact of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is a great science, and it is open to all living beings, including the Sudras, Vaishyas, women, and even those lower than the low-born Shudras, and so what to speak of the high-class men like the qualified Brahmanas and the great self-realized kings. The other high-grade activities designated as sacrifice, charity, austerity, etc. are all corollary factors following the pure and scientific bhakti cult. The principles of knowledge and detachment are two important factors on the path of transcendental realization. The whole spiritual process leads to perfect knowledge of everything material and spiritual, and the results of such perfect knowledge are that one becomes detached from material affection and becomes attached to spiritual activities. Becoming detached from material things does not mean becoming inert altogether. as men with a poor fund of knowledge think. Neshkarma means not undertaking activities that will produce good or bad effects. Negation does not mean negation of the positive. Negation of the non-essentials does not mean negation of the essential. Similarly, detachment from material forms does not mean nullifying the positive form. The bhakti cult is meant for realization of the positive form. When the positive form is realized, the negative forms are automatically eliminated. Therefore, with the development of the bhakti cult, with the application of positive service to the positive form, one naturally becomes detached from inferior things and he becomes attached to superior things. Similarly, the bhakti cult, being the supermost occupation of a living being, leads him out of material sense enjoyment. That is a sign of a pure devotee. He is not a fool, nor is he engaged in the inferior energies, nor does he have any material values. This is not possible by dry reasoning. It actually happens by the grace of the Almighty. In conclusion, one who is a pure devotee has all other good qualities, namely knowledge, detachment, etc. But one who has only knowledge or detachment is not necessarily well acquainted with the principles of the bhakti cult. Bhakti is the supermost occupation of the human being.
Use the other one, Mataji. This one is not loud.
Oh, is it? ना मुझे भी लगा. Start करें प्रभु. Okay. We just start सीधा कि do we say obeisances? सीधा. श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवल भकाति सद्मा चरणा पद्मा केवल भकाति सद्मा बंद मोई सावधाना माते जहार प्रसादे भाई ए भव तोरिया जाय ए भाई भव तोरिया जाय कृष्ण प्राप्ति होय जहा होय ते गुरुमुख पद्मावाक्या चित्ते कोरिया क्या गुरुमुख पद्मावाक्या चित्ते कोरिया क्या आरना कोरियो मोने आशा कोरियो मोने आशा আর না করিও মনে আশা। श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तमागति। चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तमागति। जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा। जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा। चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो। दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो। प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते। प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते। वेदे गाय चार चरितो। वेदे गाय जहर चरितो। श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु। श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु। लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना। लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना। आहा प्रभु कोरो दोया देहो मोरे पद छाया। आहा प्रभु कोरो दोया देहो मोरे पद छाया। ए बेजास गुशुक त्रिभुवाना। ए बेजास गुशुक त्रिभुवाना। श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पवाना। श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पवाना। ना जय प्रभुपादा 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 श्रील प्रभुपादा। पादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। ओ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora, Hari Bol. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him, ecstatic prema emanates. By him, ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy. the friend of the poor, and the Lord, and the master of the devotees. O Lokanath Goswami, O Master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds.